earthquake in Haiti, and we're speaking now with Nicole Valentine, Lisa Peeler of the American Red Cross of Central Mass, about how we can help and about really how we can stay in touch. There must be people right here from Central Massachusetts who just need to know what is happening on the ground in Haiti. How can they do that?
Last week is a devastating week for us, Hank, as we listen to the calls coming in to the same volume as Hurricane Katrina in 9/11. I lost my loved one. You have to help me. What can you do? Very painful to hear, but very rewarding to know that we do have an answer. The International Red Cross has set up a website, and that website is www.icrc.org/family-links. 20,000 people have registered their loved ones on that site already, and relief workers on the other end of Haiti are actually putting two words in, safe and well. And oftentimes, those are the only two words that people need to hear to relieve that anguish.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's the way that we can stay in touch right here. Lisa, I wanted to go back a little bit because you were telling us about some of the problems, having been on the ground in Haiti, that the relief workers are going to be experiencing. What's your take on probably what they are facing right now as we're starting to get some of these supplies into Port-au-Prince?
It's really all of the problems, Hank, that even on a good day, people find difficult in Haiti. There's not enough water. When I was there, there were only certain times that you could take a shower. So water is scarce. Getting through on the roads. If you look at some of the pictures, the roads are very congested. The roads are impassable with four-wheel drive vehicles. There's either mud after the rain, and when it rains in Haiti, it rains hard. And we're hoping that it won't rain anytime soon, because that will make matters just so much worse. So water, the roads, cleanliness, some of the pictures of Port-au-Prince, where there's no sewerage pickup.
Right, and we've been seeing some of the pictures of the doctors that you were there with as well. My guess is that many of them have probably already returned to Haiti.
There's a group from Worcester.Help who are leaving tomorrow, and they will be there for the week. Then there will be a second wave going. I might accompany them next month, the end of February. They're bringing a lot of bandages, a lot of sutures, two orthopedic doctors.
What is it like when you show up? I mean, when you show up, for example, in Haiti, what is the welcome? It must be overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. People walk for hours, for miles and miles to come to a medical clinic. They bring their children. The Haitian people are such a gentle people, Hank. They get their children all dressed up, as you can even see on some of the pictures now that we've seen of the Haitians when they go for church services. They are a proud people. They're an appreciative people. They come, they wait patiently just to be seen, to get short-term kind of care, just to get a hug, just to have somebody care about them.
Lisa, when you arrive and when people are administering some of this care, it must be, in some regard, overwhelming for the aid worker as well. What's sort of the support group while you're there and then when you come back from an action like this?
Well, for the American Red Cross, we provide mental health counseling, which is one of our services for local response here in the central Massachusetts area, as well as on national assignments or international assignments. We have a large spiritual counseling group, mental health counseling. That's a really important part of a relief operation.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicole, you mentioned 9/11 a little while ago. I know that certainly when 9/11 happened, a lot of people from the Worcester area just hopped in their cars and just headed right for New York City.
Right.
You know, we've got to get there and we've got to help. I would imagine that something like this, you probably have had people show up, passport in hand, saying, I'm ready to go as well. What happens, or how can somebody help?
We have, and it's frustrating for them to hear that they're not going to Haiti, but they're going to be helping the American Red Cross here. They're going to start the initial steps to train with the American Red Cross to become local volunteers and then national volunteers. It all begins at the local chapter, and these are people that want to make a difference, and they may not be making that difference in Haiti, but they're making that difference right here in central Massachusetts.
Yeah, very, very important. And of course, again, the number one thing that we can do is we can open up not only our hearts but our wallets as well right now and make that donation.
That really is the best way to help right now.
Sometimes, you know, we hear of these monumental amounts. I mean, I said, you know, clearly Americans have given over 100 or pledged over $100 million. It seems like such a large sum. I think that sometimes people say, well, okay, then we can stop. I mean, we can probably rebuild the entire country for $100 million, but you can't.
No, this is going to go on for years, the rebuilding of Haiti. But right now, again, we're only in the first phase of search and recovery and getting the needed items. And these sound like huge numbers, but they're not even scratching the surface. And that's what we're afraid of. We cannot have people stop.
How long does that first phase?
Lives.
Yeah. How long does the first phase go on for?
Months.
Well, we're still assessing it. As Nicole said, the UN is working with all of the relief organizations. We are assessing the needs together. We will provide that relief as a partnership, and then we'll move into the long-term care and recovery.
Right. Boy, I know you're in for a long, busy day, as you have been, because, of course, your work right here in central Massachusetts, we just had that fire that we were reading about on Saturday that was a bad one here in the city of Worcester. That work, of course, continues while your relief efforts for Haiti continue as well. So thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Hank.
I appreciate your stopping by this morning.
Thank you very much.
Right here on Wake Up Worcester, and we're going to be speaking with City Councilor